fucking... No. How about now?
Guys, let us know when you got audio.
Sometimes, Armchair, the back end of doing all this shit just
You're
takes it.
talking to someone who did it. I did it for
It
so
takes it
long.
out of me.
It's hard. It's a pain, and everything has to be
Everything looks
managed.
like it's going great, and then like one thing defaults while you're fucking rebooting shit, and you don't notice it. And
We got audio. It turned us up. We got audio now, so all right.
apologies.
All right. Listen, to
Skip
recap,
to 15 minutes in if you're
Jo-
watching in post.
uh, Johnny Mitchell showed up. He was cool. Cowboy Zach and I walked around. You can get anywhere with the media pass. And we're up. You're caught up. You're caught up. It was a great bit. I'm sorry you missed it. It is what it is.
Talking Green Bay.
Yeah. And then I left. When I left Green Bay, there was. Do you know what Kringle is? You ever heard of Kringle?
Kringleberry?
No, no. It's like a cake. It's like a Danish.
No.
I showed up at the airport, and there was a lady who was
Sounds
way too
Christmassy.
awake and excited. It is Christmassy. It's a Christmas Danish, but they do them year round in Green Bay, I guess. And
Because it's always winter there.
they just had like boxes of them out. They're like, "Can I get you some Kringle Fist?" Maybe. We're having a tough time tonight. Connections and cables and everything. It's not our best night.
No,
We're
not at
trying.
all.
We're trying.
We're powering through. We got I did 40 minutes of fucking ranting Joker Notebook about Boston last week. That was
Great job, by the way.
zero technical difficulties too. I think everything went fucking smoothly. I couldn't believe it. I got off after 40 minutes. My voice was dying, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Wow, I don't think I had one issue that whole time. That's crazy."
Yeah. 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 I don't know
Camera
what the issue
phase,
is
though.
tonight. We
My
tried
fucking
to
OBS shot itself. Just full.
Did
fucking,
you do the update to OBS?
Probably not. That's probably why it's an issue.
Yeah, well. We know next time. Anyway, Kringle cake is what that is. It's like a Danish, like an apple turnover kind of thing. They're like, "You want breakfast?" And I was like, "I'll take free cake." And then I went home. I went back to Detroit. I had breakfast tacos at Chili's again, because I was in that airport for 100 years again. And then I came home.
Yeah, the flight. I feel like those should have been connected better. Canada to Detroit to
They should
Green
have been.
Bay, and you waited for like 7 hours in between.
It should not have taken. There were times where I looked at the connecting flights and I was like, I feel like there's got to be another flight going, but it was likely sold out, which is what the problem was. And there just wasn't enough. Anyway, next year it's in Pittsburgh, Steel City,
Kansas City.
and we're gonna. I don't look. The plan right now is tentatively find a way to get Dubs on train. Got to get you there somehow. We can figure it out,
We'll figure it
so
out.
you can get involved in all the shenanigans.
Suitcase, tuck
Uh,
away, hide away.
Oh no, I mean, look, the cool thing about it is that I think there's flexibility with it. But obviously, step one was get me down. Step two is to get you involved next. So
Oh yeah, comes in phases. Phase one, phase two.
yeah.
Somewhere in between, I'm Frank Reynolds style sewed into somebody's carry-on luggage.
Oh no, I'm gonna fly you to Detroit so you can sit in the airport
Oh
for
my
6 hours.
god, dude! If I have to wait for anything, it's
Well, this is like the reality is I will probably fly to Logan and then we'll fly to Pittsburgh.
oh that works. That works.
Like, why
That
don't we just do
works way
that?
better.
It's probably way easier.
Dude,
I
if
don't
I
think
have
there's any.
to,
direct up here.
I'm so impatient. Like, if I have to wait for any extended period of time, my brain, I have like something wrong with me where I just count seconds. I mean, it's been 16 seconds, and I want to hit every finger and toe with a hammer because I can't suffer this anymore. At least to keep my mind on something else.
I got my draft day hat with the pick is in
Hell yeah.
badge on it. It's got that nice embroidery on the. This is the one they were using on stage when they picked Will Campbell. Also, what I learned about our fan base in particular. Well, let's talk a little bit about the first round at least.
Yeah, let's do it. I have
Uh,
a couple things.
the boys have got some pretty. You should check out the Sportsocracy. They've got draft grades up for everybody.
In depth.
Uh, Absolutely worth the deep dive. We're going to talk about our teams and maybe some of our favorite picks, but let's go first round.
All
Will
the
Campbell,
Cleveland Brown memes.
so many Cleveland Brown memes. The problem with driving to Pittsburgh is you have to drive back from Pittsburgh. You think about that. It sounds like a good idea today until you
As
start
somebody
driving
who's
there.
made that drive a whole bunch of times from Indiana to Massachusetts, I'm good.
So thanks.
I've done
Yep.
it enough in my life. I'm good.
Yeah, no, thank you. So Will Campbell
That
gets
one
picked.
highway across the fucking 3 states.
It's the
is
worst.
just- oh, it's pain.
How'd you feel about the pick? Like, have
I've-
you watched any highlight tape since? And
Yeah. I've
gotten
been
pumped up?
a steady diet of Will Campbell highlights. I saw one today that was a clip of him saying he'd die for Drake May, which you want to win a fan base over, especially one that's drinking the Kool-Aid as heavy as we are.
That's
on
what he said when he
Drake
got
May.
picked.
Yeah.
Right after he got
The
picked,
second he
was
got
I will
picked, he
die
was
for
like,
the
"I am
quarterback."
ready to die
Let's
for
go.
Drake May."
He was
A guy he's never
he'd buy
met.
everything. I will die for
No,
my
but it was that
quarterback.
clip where he's talking about, like, if you ever wonder what I bring to the table, go ask my quarterback, Jaden Daniels. Go ask Garrett Nussmeier. He's like, I am for my quarterbacks. And then it cut to it was one of those, somebody says something sick, and then it cuts to a mixtape on Instagram. I don't know if your feed is filled with those as much as I am, but they're absurd. I saw one for Josh McRoberts today. Remember Josh McRoberts?
Deep dive.
Yeah, that's how deep my IG algorithm gets. But yeah, in the top comment on that was, his voice makes me want to go buy a F-350.
That guy is like Louisiana through and through. Like, he is just super chill.
He's got
but
all
like
pro
I've watched
lineman on his tatted across his forehead.
I watched I watched someone break down the tape, talking about like the technique and everything, and it was like, look, he got beat by speed on this move, but he stays with them. Hands are perfect. Hands are always like in the chest, center, squared. Like, you don't see him get beat on technique ever. And even if someone gets around, like they think they're gonna bull rush him, he's not getting bowled over.
No.
He's not getting knocked over.
Everyone
He's
complained about the arm length. It's really not that much shorter than everyone else, for one. And for two, his footwork, it's so good that even if the arm length is an issue, he can make up for it with how good of a base he has, how good he is at shifting his feet. Like, I don't care if he gets beat by speed, because I think he's going to be good enough and fundamentally sound enough to recover.
Did you see him? I posted this on our socials. You see him do the wink right before he's about to like do the death. He's like, it looks like he's like, oh, I'm struggling. Then he gives a wink, and then he goes,
Yes,
powers
he's such
through.
a fucking stud, dude.
Unbelievable.
He's gonna be
He's
awesome. He's a Vrabel guy too. Like, everything
Totally
about
Vrabel.
him screams Mike Vrabel.
Vrabel worked him out, and the
In
comment
pads.
was, if those tapes,
Vrabel worked him out in pads.
if those tapes get out, I'm in trouble. He said.
I
It was a
love
great
that
night
Mike
for the Patriots.
Vrabel's
It was
crazy
great.
enough to be like, I don't know if I'm gonna take this kid with my first overall pick or my fourth overall pick until I get in the pads and get one-on-one with him. And he's like, yeah, you just felt the best. It's crazy.
He was unbelievable.
That's the kind of culture. we need.
G-Men had a solid first round. They grabbed Abdul Carter, and then they grabbed Jackson Dart.
They traded back up for a quarterback? Had
They
to
did.
have been Shador Sanders, right? He wore the cleats.
Should have been. Should have been.
He also wore headphones in his interview.
Well, I've done a lot of job interviews, and if you're gonna bomb the interview, you can probably expect not to get picked for the job. So he kind of deserved it. It is what it is. I mean, it's. I felt bad for him when the rounds kept going, but then I remembered that he was like a complete
That he
tool,
did
and I
this
was
to
like,
himself.
he did do it to himself.
Trump has that new organization or whatever that declassified the JFK assassination, and like they were supposed to do the Epstein files and Area 51. I need the Sanders tapes. I need every bit of footage from all of his interviews. I need that disclosed because
I need the 30 for 30 on the Shador Sanders
dude,
draft.
you talk about train wreck TV. That's got to be the pinnacle.
I need it done by the same people that did the O.J. Simpson
The
TV
doc,
show, the
yeah.
reenactment one.
The
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. One with Cuba Gooding Jr. as O.J. I'm O.J. That's what I need. I need that, but Cuba Gooding Jr. as Shador Sanders this time.
Also, what a nightmare blunt rotation that quarterback room is. Shador Sanders,
Go Flacco.
Dylan Gabriel, who
He's the guy I feel worse for.
I do too, but especially because they took all the wind out of his sails. They drafted him third over Shador. He's probably fucking pumped. He never thought he was going to go that high, and then they take Shador in the fifth and just absolutely tank.
Torpedo.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's two different organizational thoughts about what a quarterback should be.
Yeah.
And they're both drafting at this point. They're like, I'll draft, and they're like, I don't think you will. And he's like, we are. It's my say. And then the other guy gets the quarter. It's like when your mom, like, I had three brothers growing up. My mom would be like, no, you each get a Ninja Turtle. Everybody gets the same one. And this is what that feels like. It feels like everybody has to have a quarterback. Like, you get to draft one, and you get to draft one. Now, everybody be happy.
They're going into
and no one's
a room of what, five quarterbacks?
Five. Yeah, because Kenny Pickett's there too.
Kenny Pickett,
It's Flacco,
Joe Flacco, Sanders, Dylan Gabriel, and then Satan himself.
And then Watson, who's not going to play this year, but will be around as the heir apparent when he comes back.
Uncle Creepy in a walking boot.
I don't know how you keep him on the roster, but they got to find a way to get some of these guys out of there because it's awful. That's an ugly,
a lot of money. I saw it was like the Cleveland Browns selected two quarterbacks in the 2025 NFL draft, which should absolutely ensure that they're going to be taking a quarterback in the first round of the 2026 NFL draft.
Yeah, I like that. I was a big fan of the Panthers taking Tet. I didn't like him at that spot. I didn't think he was top 10 talent. I don't know what people
I like the fit a lot though.
I love the fit. I think he's the guy to go there.
Sometimes I think the fit just it's 9. It's the 9th pick. Sometimes fit just outweighs.
I look at obviously looked at a ton of film and a ton of draft tape coming into the week and during the week.
He wasn't a first round pick. You know what I mean?
I think he's a first round pick. I think he's a 15 or later.
Jim, there's certain interviews that you can't overlook.
I'm gonna put this out there on a limb. I watched a side by side of Cam Ward and Shador Sanders throwing the football, not talking, not mouthing off, not pretending to be, not doing interviews, none of that, none of the like fake superstar bullshit, just the football. And the ball that Ward threw was crisp, and it was like solid. You saw it, you looked at it. Tight spiral, and it had some mustard on it. You could see that he could throw the football. The ball that Sanders threw was a little Flappy Bird. And to me, that was the red flag. That's what I look at, and I go, he's accurate under 15 yards.
If his name wasn't Shador Sanders and he didn't have this huge, massive media hype train building for him over the last 3 years, nobody would have batted an eye that he wasn't, one, being talked about as a first round pick, and two, that he slid as far as he did, especially when you add in all the other things that we've heard about the whole process.
The overwhelming opinion in the draft room every time he wasn't picked was shock, and except from our table where we were like, yeah, right.
There was one, the Dylan Gabriel pick, I think it was.
Yep.
Tyler Shuck, one of them. It was Gabriel, because the Browns made that pick and like right before it, you guys were talking about like, oh, this might be Shador, this might be the spot. Like, I don't know who else is going to take the shot on him. And they took Dylan Gabriel, and you could hear through the stream the rest of Radio Row being like, oh my God, whoa, what? And Jeremy just yelled like, it just gets worse. It just keeps getting worse.
It was a good time.
Complete disbelief, dude. Oh my God, I felt him going in the 5th round was the NFL draft equivalent of that meme that's like, Chris Paul hits a massive 3 to cut the lead to 40. Like, it was a sideshow by the end of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I felt bad for the other quarterbacks and the other guys who had been taken. No one spent any time talking about Cam Ward. No one spent any
Not
time
a
talking
lick.
about
Do you think anybody gave a
the
fuck about Tyler Shuck unless they were talking bad about him?
best.
Honestly,
I like Tyler Shuck. I think he's going to be fine. Got it.
got him, dude. Got him. Dead.
I felt bad for Travis Hunter, who like the shout out to the Jags, who like took their shot. They said we're going to get that guy. That's the guy we want, and
They
they
called
traded
their
up to get him.
shot. And slowly moved it
They
down, bench warmers style.
I loved the move at the time by Cleveland. It felt like they were about to have a great draft, and then they were just like, never mind, LOL. We'll do something else.
We had one round in us. That's it.
That was it. That's the best we could do. They were like, "Oh, we got to keep making picks." I thought this was like a one and done kind of situation.
We didn't
But like,
prepare for the rest of this.
surely they've been watching like NBA drafts, and they're like 2 rounds, right? That's it.
That's all there
It's like
is.
7.
Loved the trade down, and then they just tanked the rest of their draft. And the only thing that makes sense is that Jimmy Haslam walked into that room and went, "No, you're drafting Shador."
Yeah.
Which owners should stay out of picks, dude. I'm sorry. You're not. It's your money. I get it, but it's your brand, your whole franchise. But the guys scouting and the GMs and the coaches are the people that should be making those choices. You could see the look on the Browns war room after that pick was made. It was not high fives.
It was
And
tense.
it
It was tense.
it looked like a room of people that just got chewed out. And they were like, fine, I guess this is what we're doing. That's going to be great for tensions going forward.
I also want to point out that NFL teams, as much as we make fun of them, have a completely different process for drafting and scouting and doing these things than fans do. There are so many fans that were like, "No, I watched," and including myself.
So many
And,
fans that
all
only
of the
watched ESPN coverage where they gassed Shador for a year plus.
there are a ton of people who are fans. There are a ton of people who do what Jeremy does and analyze tape and everything. And like, look, there were a ton that submitted brackets, I guess is what you would call it, your mock draft, final mock draft of the mock draft contest. And those were vastly different. And some people just like you felt like they were doing crimes. Some people I don't think watched anything at all. But what I learned is that teams have very specific things that they're looking for, and it's maybe not something that you'll see on tape. It may be from the interview, which I think is what we saw with Sanders. Like in the interview process, I think you saw teams deciding this is the guy that I want, and this is why. Like I saw the Will Howard tape, interview tape, where he was like, "I'm really glad you asked me." Well, he's like, "Why should we pick you?" He's like, "I'm really glad you asked me," and then he gave like this long-winded answer about like how he wanted to prove everybody wrong, and all I kept thinking was, "Probably not gonna make it past the practice squad, my guy. Like you're not him." But like the team obviously saw something in him and decided we'll take a shot. Any other big takeaways from the first round of the draft that you wanted to get off your chest before we talk a little bit of hockey playoffs?
I know Jeremy was super high on the Falcons first round. I think you need one of those guys. I don't really like trading another first round pick, but is what it is.
Yeah.
If both of them work out, sweet. You don't have to worry about pass rush for a long time. Yeah, wasn't super high on them. I think the Chiefs just continue to kill it year in and year out, just filling needs and getting guys
Eagles.
that are ready to plug and play
Eagles and the Ravens every single time.
every time. Every time. And any guy that's
It's
falling down the boards, they're like, I don't care. I'll take him. And that's what good
this
franchises do. They're confident. They know that they can, these project guys or these people that they, have red flag A or B. If you're in a good, healthy system, like those things become less of a problem. And the Ravens and the
big time.
Eagles are the best example of it in the league, I think.
Every time the Ravens came up, free pick Malachi Starks. Like, are you kidding me? It's the best safety in the class.
Yeah.
All right, great.
And that defense now, Kyle Hamilton is just going to be a weapon. You can have him do absolutely everything, which is scary.
It was all insane. The whole process was a great time. Excited to potentially do it again, I hope. I actually think I enjoyed the combine stuff more. But the draft was like a real kind of hang out and enjoy it moment. It's kind of the end of the fruits of your labor deal for Jeremy.
Yeah,
Jeremy
the guy
dives in.
spent 9 months doing draft stuff.
That's right. So like for him, it's like the end of it. It definitely made a difference, and I'm super proud of him for what he put out there. He put out a huge amount of effort, big step forward this year, and only onward and upward for all of us.
Oh yeah, and that's with being derailed by a natural disaster for the
full-on
right
natural
in the middle
disaster.
of it.
Yeah. Still managed to get it. I did joke that his show is just a wrestling show disguised as a sports show. It was there.
Yeah, I heard there's a lot of wrestling talk going on.
So much wrestling talk going on. But it was worth it. All right. The NHL playoffs are happening, and I know that you're out on hockey, but two major things happened yesterday. One, Carolina Hurricanes came back from a absolutely dog shit effort first period to beat the Devils 5-4 in double overtime to win their series, move on to the second round. The Knights won their game.
Favorites, by the way.
Yes, yeah. Golden Knights won their game. It's now 3-2 for the Knights. Oilers also took a 3-2 series lead last night. And my favorite thing that happened, the Maple Leafs got shut out 4-0 on home ice. On home ice. 4-0. You're supposed to be good. This is supposed to be the year that you actually stop the curse. And the first thing you do when you have an opportunity to close this out and not have to worry about it anymore is choke. So it's spectacular. It's fun to watch. Maple Leaf fans are ready to implode. My Habbies are likely done tonight. It's 5 minutes left in the second, 2-0 Washington. So the Caps may close that out. Panthers and Lightning are also playing tonight. Panthers could close that one out. And Jets and Blues are tied at 2, game 5 tonight. I think that this is all going to wrap pretty quick. Avalanche, or Stars are up in their series. Oilers could close out tomorrow. Vegas could close out tomorrow.
Kings they should have broke out the harmonica anthem again for game 5. They needed that boost.
They did.
Did they?
Yes.
Oh my god, I just saw the score. I figured it was over. I figured it was because they didn't do the harmonica. Okay, never mind.
No, they brought the harmonica.
Magic's dead then.
Magic's dead. It's over.
Yeah.
Kings got nothing left. I'll be curious to see how it goes. Canes were dead in the water yesterday, and they fully went on to punch their ticket. 8 goal scorers before double OT final. Finally got a goal across from Sebastian Aho. Called game. When did the Maple Leafs start to panic? Fans started to panic last night.
Fans start to panic before the playoffs every season.
Maple Leaf fans, that building was quiet. It was 2-0 Ottawa, and that building was dead quiet. And it was like, are you serious? It's the playoffs. You're leading the series. You should be cheering on their guys. It was an epic fail, and I enjoyed watching every second of it. Every second of it. This is bonus hockey for me because my team is not long for this playoffs right now.
No.
Gave it their all. Gave it their all, man.
Hey, we made it. Participated
in
the 2025 NHL playoffs.
Pushed them to a couple of overtimes. I think that can't be understated. And
I think everybody feels the exact same way about the Canadians. They're going to be nasty. It's
Dobish looks like a real deal. You should see the save from Dobish tonight in the first. Already down 2-0, and it's full extended classic Patrick Waugh glove save. It is filthy. You can pull it up. It's on NHL.com, and the NHL Twitter has posted both of them because he did 2 of them. I'm not going to make you talk hockey any longer because it's unfair.
I spent the first 10 minutes of last week's rant about the Bruins. That was when the Joker Notebook was at its at its deepest.
I watched. I watched, and I started to clip it, but I couldn't finish clipping it.
It's all
So
good.
we
It's
will
been
have
busy.
we'll
I
have the
had like a notes page like this long of shit I had just been writing down all week.
Cam Neely rant
Cam Neely, Don Sweeney,
will be out
double-ended.
pretty soon.
That, I can't with them. I really fucking can't. They like make my skin crawl. I get the bugs under the skin when we start talking about the Bruins front office. Why are we talking about 2015 and 2025? Just crazy, outlandish clown behavior from that organization. But hey, guess what? I'm not going to watch them, so it'll be fine.
About your Bruins rant was the 3 coaches that made the playoffs.
Where are all those guys right now? Where are all those guys you're blaming for the state of this franchise? The ones that were not making roster decisions. Where are they?
Remember when you said Bruce Cassidy was the problem? Not the problem, man.
He's got a cup. He immediately left and won a cup.
I think he's probably okay.
Jim Montgomery took the fucking corpse of the St. Louis Blues to the playoffs.
I told you. You got to go back and look for that episode before he was fired. Or when he was hired by the Blues after you guys fired him. I said,
they're going to turn around and make the playoffs now.
They're going to the playoffs, Stanley Cup loading, and feel pretty right about now. I mean, they're taking the President's Trophy winners to at least 6.
And don't they just look incredibly well coached out there, Armchair?
Doesn't
it look like he's getting the most out of that team?
Yes, it does.
When your coach gets fired and every single player comes out and goes, hey, that's a really good coach. That's not his fault. That's our fault. Maybe don't double down on your fucking decision. I can't do it.
All right, let's get you out of that and into more happy thoughts. Your Sox.
Yeah. Here we go. Celtics closed out last night.
Sox are on fire right now. They're beating up on my Blue Jays. I don't know what's going on with them. They can't
Alex
do anything.
Bregman is the second. He's the best baseball player in the league right now. It's not named Aaron Judge.
Aaron Judge is stupid. That guy's silly.
417 right now. He's hitting through a month.
I can't explain.
Torpedo bat, fucking Yankee Stadium. I don't care what excuse you want to throw out there. 417 and 10 bombs in a month.
1, doesn't use a torpedo bat.
Nope.
2, not all those games are at Yankee Stadium.
Nope.
He's been everywhere, and he's been so good. If he's not the MVP,
he's not
I don't know.
just doing it with home runs anymore either. It's not like he's just smashing 60 home runs and calling it a day. He's hitting doubles. He's going all over the field. Like, he is a monster.
I think he got tired of the Ohtani is the best player in baseball talk, and he said, "Hold my torpedo bat," and he's going to go after it now.
Jim's been pushing this narrative to me for the last 24 hours that the Red Sox are only beating bad teams. I don't like it. I'm not going to lie.
I'm going to be honest with you. The Jays aren't a bad team. They're just not a great team.
I mean, we just played the AL sucks. That's the problem. I'm going to do NL power rankings pretty briefly after this, and I didn't do the AL because they're all the same team. They're all 14-14. Aren't really that good, but could luck into a playoff run with some magic. People are going to get hurt. It's only April. Things are going to dominoes.
Before we get to your rankings, can we talk about the Dalton Varsho catch yesterday?
Yeah, well, I feel like I didn't get enough Red Sox in me either. But the that Dalton Varsho catch was one of the craziest 2-second roller coasters I've ever had looking at a baseball game. Off the bat, I was like, "That's juiced." Jarren Duran just hit his second home run of the night.
Yeah.
By the way, I was told to take him to hit a leadoff homer. I didn't. He sure as fuck did hit a leadoff homer. Hindsight's always 20/20. Anyway, rocked that ball to center. Varsho trips. I realize it's not going out, but Varsho trips over his feet. I'm thinking inside the park home run because Jarren Duran can flat out fucking fly. And then somehow Dalton Varsho, in the process of standing up from falling down, was able to track the ball, throw his glove out behind his back, and reel it in. Insane shit. If you haven't seen the catch, go check it out. Dalton is spelled weird, by the way. There's a U in it. So if you're trying to find it.
Varsho is just spelled Varsho.
Varsho.
No W, just Varsho.
Incredible.
It was that's his first game back.
Yeah, I heard that after. I
He,
knew he was hurt, and then I saw him starting that game against the Sox, and I was like, oh, he must have been back for a little bit. No, his first game off the bench, he just makes a crazy ass circus catch.
it might be the highlight of our season, to be honest with you. Vladdy did rock Crochet, who I was literally thinking to myself before Vladdy rocked him, man, this guy looks like he's going to win the Cy Young. And then Vladdy was like, shut up, and like crushed. He got every inch of that ball. And Garrett was not happy with that pitch. He was, I'm pretty sure
he's not happy at any pitch he throws. It could be awesome, and he's still not happy.
I'm fairly certain I heard him say expletives on the national broadcast.
You sure do.
On a miss. But it was good. I mean, I like what he's got going on there. I've been watching obviously other teams play because mine has been hovering around 500. They're not good enough to compete with anybody for long term, but they're also not bad enough to be like the White Sox with like 300 losses or whatever. They'll go on a run here and win like 6 games, and all of a sudden they'll be in third place again. It'll be wild. It'll be wild.
I think the Blue Jays are going to be fine.
Eventually. They got their guy. Right. That's all that matters.
They'll be all right.
Have Vladdy. RC
Bo
jumping
Bichette's
in.
Playing for Brazil in the World Baseball Classic. I saw that today.
Phenomenal. Bo in a green jersey.
Oh yeah, shout out RC in the chat. I know. I was like, if that's the RC, I know he's on a burner right now.
Yeah, RC on the burner. Yeah, look, we just talked on that. Your poor Leafs. Good luck, man. Good luck.
I wish you no luck. I hope you do not collect go, and I hope you collect not $200.
Got to be honest with you, it kind of feels inevitable that they're going to blow this, but I hope for your sake they don't.
Come join me in the off season, the land of the off season.
I'm about to. It's 3-0 Capitals.
Sure
so
are. Embraced with open arms. Welcome, brother.
Is what it is. Wasn't expecting a long ride. Although someone gave our video on that a downvote, which I was kind of like, really? You're going to downvote it because I told you I was going to be a homer? Probably. I told you it was a homer pick when I picked Montreal to move on. Strictly homer. I said this is not based in fact or anything.
Thinking on it, it's probably Tao. It's probably a spite dislike.
Yeah. All right. You got some NL rankings, some power rankings here.
Yeah.
Let's go through those, and then we got a Stone Stories, and then we're out.
Yes, sir. Sox are killing it. We're about to turn the corner. Offense is clicking. Bregman's one of the best players in baseball. Go check out Willie Abreu's Baseball Savant page if you want to just enjoy an afternoon out in the sun. Just scan through that bad boy. Oof, whole lot of red in there. But anyway, let's kick over to the NL. As I check on this Lucas Giolito start, he still hasn't given up a run. Crazy. So let's go 15 up. Number 15, the Colorado Rockies. Not really much of a surprise here. They have the potential to be absolutely historically bad this year. Coors Field is a factory of sadness. It's like Coors Field is like heroin. Like, it's a quick, fleeting moment of like, this is awesome. And you get these cool home runs because of the thin air, and then you turn around and every single person on your staff has an ERA over 6. And you just do that year in and year out until you die. That's Coors Field. Super pretty up there, though.
Yes.
It's about all you got going for you.
It's the Wisconsin of baseball fields.
Super nice people, but God, I would never go back.
You just hit another homer, by the way.
Who was it?
Narvaez.
Oh my God, he's a demon. The Section 10 guys were joking. They're like, we should just give him the C. Like, Veritek should just hand it over. The guy's been incredible. He's the number 1 defensive catcher in baseball, and the reason they said he wasn't starting this year over Connor Wong is because Connor Wong was better defensively. It's like, are you sure? Stop shoving Connor Wong down my throat. I hope he gets better, but him getting hit in the hand by a bat, like right off the rip, was one of the best things that happened to this team this year. Anyway, number 14, Miami Marlins. Sandy Alcantara has not arrived. Fantastic pitcher. really has not had the stuff this year, and that's one of the lone bright spots for that Marlins team. Uh, Also, did not like his response yesterday when they asked him about it. Not, I was like, I've been pretty heavy on the like Red Sox Sandy Alcantara train. Maybe it's coming at some point. Not after that. I'm good. That guy does not have the mindset to play in Boston. Just go read the quotes.
No.
I'm good on that. Number 13, the Pittsburgh Pirates. Very, very similar to the Marlins, but the Pirates have things I like. I like O'Neal Cruz. I like Paul Skeens. Also, I saw Paul Skeens throw a football yesterday. Best quarterback in Pittsburgh, hands down. It's not close. They should just roll that guy out there this year.
They should draft that guy.
It's going to be better than the shell of Aaron Rodgers or Mason Rudolph with a fucking hole in his head or whatever the fuck else you're going to trot out there this year. Let's throw Skeens back there. We get Livy Dunn shots on all the NFL games. Let's go. Number 12.
But then everybody would get upset about Livy Dunn, wouldn't they? Because,
Why?
they did that for Taylor
Why?
Swift.
Livy Dunn's fun to look at. Nationals. Is it James Wood?
Yeah, I think so.
Fantastic. That kid's a stud. I think Washington's actually better than people are going to give them credit for. I think they're sneaky.
Wait until Dylan Cruz figures it out.
That's what I'm saying.
He's too good to not. So.
Yeah, I think Mackenzie Gore. Shout out John Ball. That guy
Mackenzie.
loves Mackenzie Gore. But he's been incredible this year. He's got like 60 strikeouts already. I don't know what he did yesterday. I didn't see the end of that Phillies Nationals game, but I know he started yesterday. I made this before then. Anyway, Brewers next up. Shout out Lily. Not a huge fan of this Brewers team. You have some bright spots. Obviously, Trio's fantastic. You have Terang has been one of the best at his position so far this year, but I just don't think there's a ton there. And when you're, the Central is just the Cubs division. There's no team in that division that I'm like, yeah, they're close. The Reds have had an okay season so far, but I don't know. I think Chicago's going to walk that division.
I don't disagree.
Who just asked me that? RC? RC said Libby Dunn or Belichick's girlfriend? I'll take the one that's not a PR nightmare. Did you see that interview?
Yes.
It was a disaster. That was not good. That fucking hoodie he was wearing was older than fucking Jordan, whatever the fuck her name is. That thing had 2 decades on her. All the holes in it.
My favorite part was, how'd you guys meet? We're not talking about that. Okay. Boy, are you ever asking me to dig deep on this one. Probably would have been easier to just say Tinder.
For real. There's so many things you can put in to answer that.
Say whatever you want.
Anything.
Say literally anything.
Dinner?
As long as it's not a
Was
crime.
she not a cheerleader on the team? Like
could have said anything.
Anything.
Could have
Say
said
anything.
That
It's
makes
way
it
worse
bad.
than
Nothing.
Don't answer that. It's like, why can he not? What do you mean? What kind of suspicious circumstances did you two meet under?
We're going to do Hard Knocks. No, we're not.
No,
we're not doing Hard Knocks.
We're not doing a bit of Hard Knocks.
Whatever you say.
She really does. It's crazy. Yeah, that whole situation is above my pay grade. Anyway, back to baseball. The Atlanta Braves, don't look now. Do not look now, Armchair. But the Braves have won 3 straight series, 7 of the last 9 games. They're just...
They didn't need to.
I think they're 1 game under 500. They might be 500. Been quite a turnaround. Started 0-7. Obviously, we've given them a lot of flack this year. Spencer Strider comes back and immediately goes down. That guy just can't stay healthy. Absolutely fantastic on the mound, but fuck, man, can we not get you there? Can we not get you there after a year off, 2 years off? What is it?
Something in the training in Atlanta.
Some
of these teams have these guys, like the training regime doesn't quite work.
Yeah, I can see it.
You know?
Acuna's coming back, starting to ramp it up a little bit in terms of
that guy
getting back. If they can just stay afloat till he gets back, they're a playoff team.
Imagine Acuna playing a whole season in the major leagues.
Could you imagine?
Could you just imagine that? The guy comes in and he'll hit like 30 homers, and he's like, I don't know, I only played like 90 games, and it's like, could you play 150? Like, could you play
130?
Like, how about, can you give me more? How about more? Just a little bit, not a ton. I just need like Give me just a little bit more, and then you would get some return on that investment.
I put the Braves at the bottom of this tier because it's like, listen, your start was so bad. I can't put you over some of these teams, but you're gonna jump them pretty quickly. Um, Cincinnati Reds next up. Hunter Green has been one of the best pitchers in baseball. That slider, good God, that slider it is untouchable. And when you have a fastball dotting at like 99, 100, God, it makes all those other pitches so much more lethal. I know we're not talking AL. I think I sent it to you. Maybe I didn't, but Joe Ryan had one of the nastiest sweepers I've ever seen in my life the other day. He set it up to. I love watching pitchers set breaking balls up. Just throwing a fastball somewhere, like early in the at bat, a waste pitch or two, and then you see that exact same fastball coming right at you, and then it just cuts into the other batter's box. Oh, that sweeper was disgusting. Pitching overlays just get me going, dude. I can't. I can't control it.
Were you MLB The Show like get your pitcher didn't have like my pitchers always had like I didn't do two seamer. I would do four seamer.
Oh yeah.
And then I would do change up, and then my other two pitches would just be wild. Yeah, it would just be wild. It would be like I'm doing a slurve. Yeah. I got a slurve in there, and then it's like I wouldn't do a 12-6, but I'd do some sort of other like.
I love the knuckle curve.
Stirred. Yeah, knuckle curve is a good one. But yeah, you gotta. It's like I don't know why I have any use for this, but I'm doing it.
And then once you get you unlock the fifth pitch, it always has to be a knuckleball.
Yeah,
it's gonna get nuked from time to time, but hey.
Yes, yeah, you're not gonna have any training in it, and it's going to be miserable.
The Tigers signed a dude that throws an 88-mile-an-hour knuckleball. I watched him throw it. Doesn't look like a knuckleball. Why are we calling that a knuckleball? Just because it has some rotation on it? It broke nowhere.
It's not Wakefield or Dickey. I don't count it.
Dude, it looked like a cutter. It's like it was a cutter with weird rotation. Anyway,
soft.
The Reds have been pretty solid. I think they're probably the number 2 team.
Marshall Homer. There we go.
Guy's having a series, so welcome back. Did they pull Giolito or is it off Giolito?
I'll tell you in a second.
He did way better than I thought he would, by the way. I know Toronto's not hitting crazy, but that guy gave up like 5 or 6 runs in his last rehab start and went, "Yeah, I'm ready. Yeah, I'm ready. I'll come back tomorrow. When do you need me?"
Put me in.
Crazy. All 93 miles an hour of his
fastball.
It is
up Giolito. Yeah,
all right, time to go. Time to get him out of there. He did good. Yeah. Time to go. We got plenty of bullpen usage left. Ellie De La Cruz off to a fucking heater. Is on an 11-game hitting streak. Like I said, I didn't see the end of yesterday's games. I don't know if that continued. But when I wrote this, he had an 11-game hitting streak. They won 5 of their last 6. I know they're playing the Cardinals tonight. But yeah, Reds looking pretty decent in the Central. Phillies snapped a 5-game losing streak. They're next up on my list here. That was on Saturday against the Cubs. They had an extra innings victory on Sunday. There's a few games in between them and the Mets right now. 4 games is the largest lead of any division so far, but I think the Phillies are going to be just fine. I said at the start of the year I think they're a better team than the Mets. Aaron Nola has been horrific to start the year, and he just had a really good start in his last outing. So hopefully they'll.
Alejandro Kirk also off Giolito. So.
Once you get him in the Iowa meat locker up there's gonna be a whole lot of beef on that. And Vladdy, the Iowa meat truck. That's what it was. I said those two together should be the meat locker. You just bet Kirk and that guy like 6 and 7 in your lineup.
I love it. Vladdy up in
beef.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the all beef lineup. Big dudes.
All beef lineup. This is our all NL West part of this rankings. Next up, I have the Diamondbacks. These teams are all kind of just flavor of the week, I think, these next 3. The Diamondbacks have been solid this year. Eugenio Suarez just hit 4 home runs in a game. 19th player in history to do that, first since 2017. I think that's sort of just a overall kind of encompassing of that Diamondbacks offense, because any one of those guys can just have a night. Josh Naylor. I mean, Corbin Carroll's obviously a fucking stud. Suarez, Marte, like that lineup is really fucking good. And if they can start putting it all together and not just having these one-off nights from these guys, they're gonna
Mhm.
be dangerous. I think the
Yep,
pitching is pretty decent too. Um,
it is.
Next up, I have the Giants, team that nobody really had super high hopes for. They've kind of been the same roster. They really didn't add a whole lot, but God, have they had a hot start. Ranked
That
seventh
counts.
in baseball metrics, which is basically just sound baseball metrics, which is like base running, fielding, like defensive war. It's a bunch of things like that comboed together. But they've only made 10 errors this year, tied for the least in baseball. Uh, I had something about stolen bases, but I can't find it now. They averaged 4.6 runs over the seven. They had a 17 game stretch to close out April. No days off, just 17 games in a row. 4.6 runs over that time, but their OPS was actually lower than their last two seasons in that frame. That like they're not really having any offensive like crazy offensive production. No real outbursts from any of these guys, but they're just making it happen time and time again. A lot of close games, a lot of extra inning games, but I think they're going to fall off a little bit behind the Padres and the Diamondbacks in that division, but still a solid team. I think they're on their way. Next, I
Yep.
have the Padres. Fernando Tatis is fully back to MVP mode. That guy is a stud. Nick Pivetta is pitching like a Cy Young candidate over there. Dylan Cease picking up a little bit, but still a solid pitcher. I think San Diego's going to be really good this year. They're probably the number one contender in the West for the Dodgers. They probably make the playoffs over the Giants and the Diamondbacks, but like I said, flavor of the week. Anything can happen and with any of those teams and put one ahead of the other. 3-2-1 here. Number three, I've got the Mets. I think all three of these teams are interchangeable.
Yep.
I won't be upset either way. P. Alonso's carrying right now this offense. Soto hasn't really gotten going. McNeil and Alvarez just came back from injury, so look to maybe get that lineup working a little bit more, helping Mr. Alonso out. But right now, 7 of 13 batting metrics that are tracked on Baseball Savant are 96 percentile or higher for Pete Alonso. You go on there, it's just red, 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 red. Incredible. It's like
Yep.
everything is up, career highs right now. I think that pitching staff has been way fucking better than I gave it credit for. Senga, Clay Holmes, Griffin Canning, all three of those guys have been solid so far.
Totally
Uh,
agree.
1986 Mets were only 2 games better than the 2025 Mets at the start of May. So, hey, if you're a Mets fan, maybe take some solace in that. Number two are the Dodgers. Just because I have the chance to put them at two, really. uh,
Still a,
obviously, obviously the most loaded roster, but I don't really need to spend too much time on this. The only thing I can really take away from them right now is the fact that their platoon guys really haven't done much. Kike Hernandez and Chris Taylor, two others anyway, but four of their bench players are hitting under 200 right now. So
yeah.
maybe we'll keep that up, and they just have no depth. Grasping at straws here. And the number
Right.
one, I have the Cubs. I've mentioned flavor of the week already. I really like this
PCA.
team. The Cubs have always been my National League team, I guess. I
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
care, but if there's any team that's going to win that's not the Red Sox, I prefer it to be the Cubs. 4-1 against the Dodgers this season outside of Tokyo, so I'll take that as my little. This is why they're one up on them because I keep seeing them beat the Dodgers in prime time. The club's 784 OPS is second best in the sport, trailing only the Yankees. 172 total runs is 17 runs ahead of the second place Mets in that category. Cubs have been really good hitting the ball this year. They have a ton of 44 steals in 29 games. Pete Crow Armstrong has had a complete coming out party. That guy is so fucking good. He's the number one defensive center
PCA,
fielder in
man.
the league right now, and he's raking 12
Yeah.
steals too. Like he's every bit of what they need him to be. Michael Bush is solid.
Yeah.
Nico
It's a good team.
Morta's been good. They're really good. If they can keep the pitching consistent, that team's going to be a problem, and they're going to walk in
Uh,
that division. But those are
I'm
my NL
happy to see
power
it.
rankings.
Happy to see it for the Cubbies. they deserve it, man. I know they get their curse broken, but I feel like that's a good team, and they should probably get some rewards benefit from it. You got a Stone Stories for us before we get out of here?
Oh yeah, I
Some?
can do that. I got something for you. I got something for you. You missed Easter.
I know.
Easter was also 420 this year.
I know.
This is a little bit of both. Oh. There we go, I found it. I was like, no way, I fucking lost this too. I got it. Police are searching for a man who they claim left plastic Easter eggs filled with marijuana in various locations in a Texas town. The Lufkin Police Department announced in a press release shared on Facebook on April 24th that arrest warrants had been issued for a man named Avante Nicholson after he allegedly placed several plastic eggs in public parks and at a motel. The LPD said they received a tip about the eggs after a town resident saw a post about them on Facebook. So this guy is creating a scavenger hunt for his town, a community engagement activity, if you will. Getting people involved in the holidays. He posted on Facebook that he's leaving some gift packages around in little plastic eggs, like I said, in line with the holiday. There was 5 of them. He posted a photo of 5 plastic eggs in the seat of a vehicle, and then he gave hints as to where he had left them throughout town.
Amazing. Yeah.
I like it. The places he put them, you might be like, well, what if children got into these? If your kid is behind a Motel 6, they're probably going to find weed anyway. That's just how it goes. According to the press release, 3 of the eggs were found in 3 different public parks, and 1 was found behind a Motel 6. However, the 5th egg was found by a man and his granddaughter at Winston Park the following day and was brought to the police station. Narcs. Those 2 are narcs.
What are you, a cop?
Yeah, for real. It wasn't for you. If you're going to report it to the police, maybe just leave it be.
Just leave it be.
Jim, there's certain states where that's still wrong to do it, and Texas is one of them, unfortunately. Maybe get your shit together, Texas. We're going to have guns on our hip, but I can't smoke a joint. Crazy.
Not wrong up here.
Not wrong up here, I'll tell you that much. I would have been like, fuck yeah. Where do I gotta go? I gotta go to the park and I'm gonna find weed? What a day. We're about to have ourselves an Easter. Also, this guy is a businessman. He's in an illegal state. How do you expect him to push his homegrown family business if none other than like getting people involved in the community?
Government's always trying to keep people down, man.
Yeah. It's bullshit. Really. Let this man walk free. Tell him it was wrong, and he shouldn't leave them places where children can find them. Maybe keep them away from the parks. Let's stick to like the Motel 6 and some seedy areas like that, and we'll...
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Yeah, a little slap on the wrist, and we'll keep it going.
I feel like he probably doesn't deserve like jail.
No, he's probably playing Schedule 1, and he's like, I know how to get my business out there.
He's probably like, he should have went with the I didn't know I couldn't do that defense. See how far that gets him.
What? On the Lord's Day?
I didn't know I couldn't do that. Is a great defense. I'm happy to be back. I'm glad we got the gang back together. We had a couple of
15 minutes. We had 15 minutes of Kooky Dukes.
Yeah. But the whole and then I was away all last week, so we had a short episode earlier in the week. So I'm pumped. We're back. Big things coming. I have 650 players ready to be ranked plus rookies. So you're gonna get some
fantasy
deep dive
football season before you know it. Cowboy Zach Harris is gonna be on here too, doing some fantasy
you're gonna
stuff.
jump on some chat, a little fantasy chat with Cowboy Zach. It's you're gonna see it. You're gonna see a ton of stuff coming on.
Big
Plus, more for us, more hockey playoffs, more baseball as we get through the season.
I believe I'm live tomorrow. I haven't confirmed with Mark, but it is the other Thursday in every other. So hopefully we're gonna be live tomorrow on my Twitch at Stone Sports Podcast. Twitter at @Stone_podcast. We'll be talking some crazy news. I have some bangers I was already looking at today. There's some good stories for tomorrow. But I have not confirmed with Mark if he is good to go. And
The only way you'll know is by subscribing and turning on the notifications. So
that's where I was getting
that's,
at.
that's all you can do. That's the best way to find out when we're
And he's
live.
a tough
We are
guy
live.
to nail down. He's just like, hey,
We're
what
live
are you
here.
doing? He's like, I'm in a band. I'm playing music. I'm like, what? When did
On
that
this
happen?
channel, we're live every Wednesday, and you find us at the same time because we like to do it like that.
Sometimes there's audio. Sometimes there's inside baseball.
Oh no, you never know what you're going to get. It's an
Sports
adventure every
science.
time. Yeah. All right. For Dubs, I'm Armchair. We will see you next week here, Great North Sports, 8 p.m. Eastern, with audio probably. Probably.
Who fucking knows? I might fix this this overlay so we have it right. Who knows? Hey, you have to turn in next week. See if we fix some shit.